Hello and welcome, Chef Pennington here. Today we are doing blueberry banana bread. Totally awesome. We're taking my mother's amazing banana bread recipe and we're only making some small little changes to it, not much. It's so good, y'all. And at the end, I'm going to tell you the trick to making the best banana bread. There's one little thing that gets overlooked. If y'all see the banana bread cookies with macadamia nuts, then you already know. So we're going to prep our bananas. If you don't want to let them sit out on the counter for 3, 4, or 5 days, however long you like to let them denature on the counter, we're going to do it quick. We're going to do it in the oven, which is awesome. They're going to caramelize while they're in the oven, which is going to sweeten them, which is what we're doing when we put them on the counter. So it's the exact same thing, and it's quick. So let's do that. Into the oven. It's going to be 300 degrees for about 40 minutes. Some people might say 30, but it's really 40. It really allows all the sugars to caramelize. So we've got roughly 1 cup there. We get some sugar in there. I'm going to have a link below with the actual recipe card for you guys and some more information and my mother's handwritten original banana bread recipe card, which it's just so good. This is really, really good, y'all. I think everybody likes banana bread. Not all the recipes are good on the internet, and I'm telling you, this is Chef Pennington's mother, so this is really good, y'all. So this is a really interesting ingredient. That's vegetable oil. We usually use that in like cakes to help them stay really moist. Well, that's, I guess you might say, a secret ingredient for really good banana bread. Really good high-quality vanilla. We're baking, so we always bring vanilla into the party. You got to sift your dry ingredients. Please do. Nobody wants a little bite of flour. It's just not good eats. Getting some baking soda in there. Actually, that was baking powder. There's some cinnamon. And here is the baking soda. And those are leavening agents. They help everything get nice and fluffy. Here's a really cool ingredient. Here's some nutmeg. It's what it actually looks like. On the outside, it's called maize. You might have heard that ingredient before. It's a little bit stronger. It's very floral. It's a really great ingredient when it comes to banana bread. So please don't skip that. So real time, so you can see how much I put in. It's such a small amount. It's not really measurable, you might say. But it's enough that it's going to be floral. You can smell it while you're sitting there on the microplane. I'm using some pecans here. I like using pecans or adding some walnuts too for the extra texture. Just use what you guys like. I wouldn't use something like an almond because it's just too toothsome. So that's the trick on choosing which nuts you like. Don't overmix it. Once you put the dry ingredients in there, it will create gluten and it'll create too dense of banana bread. So that's another really good tip. Cool ingredient here, turbinado sugar, comes white. It's essentially sugar cane that's a little bit toasty and it has texture to it. And I like adding it to dry rubs, like barbecue dry rubs. So we've got it on the inside of the actual cooking bread tray. It's not a tin this time, it's glassware. And once we actually pull this out and it's all done and cooked, there's that little extra texture on the outside of the banana bread, which is awesome. So here's our blueberries. That's a little bit of sugar and flour. It's just going to help them stay in this level and not just sink all the way down to the very bottom. So if you like them on the bottom, then you don't have to use the flour and sugar. And you could just use flour if you want. And I like adding a little sugar because the sweetness is nice, and so are blueberries. So here's what we got. See that side? Oh, that's just pure crusty sugar goodness. This is such good banana bread. So it's around an hour. You'll know when it's done. This is the trick right here. We've got to stick a toothpick in there. I happen to have long toothpicks, but even the small ones will help you understand if it's cooked. So it should come off very clean. I did spray the tin with a little bit of cooking spray to help it come out. And let's see what we got. Let's cut in this. I'm using a bread knife. They have the serrated edges. It helps cutting bread. That's why they call them a bread knife. And let's see what we got here. See the blueberries in there? Oh, and you see the texture, how light and fluffy it is? So here's the trick. You got to let it sit on the counter for a day in a bag. You put it in a plastic bag and you let it sit for at least a day. And all the flavors come together and it ends up more moist. It's incredible. So I'm going to have a link below. Go check that out so you can get all the measurements. Make this, and please come back and tell me how much you loved it. And I will tell my mother, because my mother, I love her so much. Y'all have the best. Take care.